About faith. If you are a current or a former Jehovah's Witness, you will be pretty familiar with one Bible verse. It's Hebrews 11:1, and I'm gonna quote the NWT New World Translation. Faith is the assured expectation of what is hoped for, the evident demonstration of realities that are not seen. I myself very often quoted this verse, but now reflecting on what I said, it seems to me that I've used it more like a mantra. I think I never really thought through what this actually means. And now that I'm thinking about it, questions pop into my head like, how will I be assured of what I hope for? Where do I get the evident demonstration from? And why can't I see the realities? Well, honestly, right now, I think all this verse is trying to say, faith means you can see it, you can touch it, but you're pretty damn sure it's real. So, yeah, just believe it. But what do other people think about faith or belief? In the last video, I promised you to talk about David Hume. And in this video, it's Hume I'm about to quote. So, in his book, An Inquiry Concerning Human Understanding, David Hume said the following. Were we to attempt a definition of this sentiment, he's talking about belief, we should perhaps find it a very difficult, if not an impossible task. In the same manner as if we should endeavor to define the feeling of cold or passion of anger to a creature who never had any experience of these sentiments. Belief is the true and proper name of this feeling, and no one is ever at a loss to know the meaning of that term, because every man is every moment conscious of the sentiment represented by it. It may not, however, be improper to attempt a description of this sentiment, in hopes we may, by that means, arrive at some analogies, which may afford a more perfect explication of it. I say, then, that belief is nothing but a more vivid, lively, forcible, firm, steady conception of an object than what the imagination alone is ever able to attain. This variety of terms, which may seem so unphilosophical, is intended only to express the act of the mind, which renders realities, or what is taken for such, more present to us than fictions, causes them to weigh more in the thought, and gives them a superior influence on the passion and imagination. Hume describes belief as a feeling that cannot be defined, as you couldn't define cold or passion of anger, but you can describe it. And I think what he said about belief is that belief is a more vivid and firm imagination. And this made me think. To me, it currently appears to be like this. An imagination is possible for anything within human reach or human thinking capabilities. You can imagine a burning ice cube in the shape of a unicorn hovering the earth by pooping rainbows. I mean, that's definitely possible to be imagined, but it will never be more than an imagination, a ridiculous one. Your knowledge about reality tells you that this is impossible, and you could never believe it to be true, as long as you are a sane person. Does that mean that faith or belief requires a reason or evidence to believe in the kind of reality of an imagination? I do think so. I think belief is something you can present evidence for to yourself, not necessarily to other people, but to yourself. Isn't that why people say faith is a personal thing? You need to make personal experiences with God. You need to build your relationship with your Creator. In fact, I think that is the very core of faith or belief, namely having evidence that is evidence just to you personally. If it were evidence that would withstand the scrutiny of others or would be relevant for them, you would call it a fact. So what is a fact? Let me give you an example. There is no need to have faith in clouds in the sky, assuming that you're not born blind. Everyone can see them. There is visible evidence for them. If they produce rain, you can feel their effect on your skin. If you are high up in the mountains, you can even walk through clouds and feel them. And you can present all this to others. They can see, feel, experience all this on their own. Clouds are there, physically. So the evidence is not for a single person, but for all people. To put it in a nutshell, to me, imagination is anything you can think of. Belief is an imagination coming with evidence for an individual. And a fact is something that is evident for all and withstands scrutiny. And now I'm really curious, what do you think? Do you agree with the distinctions I made? Do you know other people that wrote about this topic and that are worth being read? And what is your view on Hebrews 11:1? I already think of follow-up videos to this, but I would really love to hear your thoughts. So, this is it for now. Till next time.